Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country on MKOCRadio.com. When I first started the My Kind of Country show, this gentleman tonight was my very first guest, and since then he has been on my show many times. He's a good friend, and we always enjoy spending time with him. He puts on one of the greatest shows that you will ever see in country music, and he's always got a lot of great things going. Good to talk to him. My friend T. Graham Brown. T, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Scott. It's great to talk to you, pal.
Well, it's sure good to talk to you again as well. I'm always enjoy our conversations. It's always very uplifting.
Well, good. I try.
Well, speaking of uplifting, you've got a brand new song out with Joanne Cash, who is Johnny Cash's sister. Tell me a little bit about that project.
Well, Joanne Cash is Johnny's younger sister, and I'm trying to think how old she is. I think she's like 81, something like that. I don't want to make her older than she is, but she's really making some cool records these days. I sang on one of her albums a couple of years ago. We did a duet, and I had a really good time, and then they called me. I guess we cut that record last year or sometime and did another duet on it. And it's called I Am the One, and it's getting some pretty good airplay out there, actually, and we decided she called and wanted to know if we could go out to Johnny's farm. He had this farm called the Hideaway Farm. It's about an hour outside of Nashville. It's really pretty, and a friend of ours bought it from the estate, and they built a really nice venue out there to have outdoor shows, and it's just a beautiful place. And the house is old. It's pre-Civil War house, and
Oh, wow.
we went out there and shot a video on it, and it's on YouTube if anybody wants to see it. It's called I Am the One. It's Joanne Cash and me, if they want to check out the video. But I met Joanne at the Cowboy Church here in Nashville. Her husband, his name's Dr. Harry Yates, and he's the preacher, I guess, if you call him that, the preacher at the Cowboy Church. And I go out there and sing on their. They have that Cowboy Church I think you've been out there. It's at the Ernest Tubb Theater.
Yeah.
Right across from Opryland Hotel. It's where they do the Midnight Jamboree every week. So they have church out there on Sunday mornings, and there's a band, and they always have one or two guests get up and sing a few songs. It's a really cool thing. But that's where I first met her, was that, and I'm so glad I got to know her. She's really cool, and she's getting to be kind of hip. I think that, like, our son is 29. I sent him a copy of that first duet we did, and he said, "Man, that's the coolest thing I ever heard in my life." And he's a rock and roller, and he's a great musician himself, and gospel is not even on his radar, but he really thinks Joanne Cash is cool. So she's got this kind of a hipster cachet thing going on now. So I'm glad that it's really making her happy, and I've been really bragging on her and bragging to other people about her. Then I'll brag on her to her face, about how cool I think what she's doing is. So she's really having a good moment in her career. It's really making her happy, and I love seeing that.
Well, that's wonderful. Cash family are all wonderful people. I had John Carter on my show recently, and his wife Anna Christina's got a beautiful Christmas album out this year, and they're still just putting out great music and carrying on that legacy.
Yeah, I played at this church Sunday night in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, which is just right outside of Nashville, about 30, 45 minutes away from the house. And Jan Howard was there. You know Jan Howard from the Grand Ole Opry?
Oh yeah, I saw her. Actually, I saw her in March at the Midnight Jamboree. She came down there. I was there with David Frizzell and Freddie Hart, and she came down to see us that night and had a nice visit with her. What a nice lady she is.
Very nice. And she had a stroke, and she's getting better. I've been knowing her a long time, and she's a really good friend, and I can speak with her frankly, you know. But if you know her, she's frank in the first place. She doesn't mince words about anything. But she was telling me that the Opry, you know, calls her fairly regularly to ask her if she's ready to come back out and sing, and she told me she wasn't singing up to her standards yet. But I was talking to her about John Carter Cash and Loretta Lynn. You know, they cut a bunch of tracks out there, and all Loretta's got to do is go sing them, you know, and she did that. I think I'm wanting to think they cut like 89 tracks, something crazy like that, like 9 albums worth of tracks. I might be wrong, but I think that's right.
Wow.
And Loretta just needs to go and put her voice on them. And she did on that first album, that album called Full Circle that came out a couple of years ago. She cut Wine into Water and put it on that one. But then she had a stroke, and I was talking to Jan, and Jan had been out to visit her, and I was, you know, hoping Loretta can make a comeback to where she can sing. And Loretta said she's having a slow recovery, but Loretta asked Jan, you know, said, why don't you come out here and let's write a song? So she must be doing pretty good if she wants to write, you know. But gosh, I would hate for all those tracks to go to waste. I want her to be able to sing on all of them.
Oh yeah, well she did just release another album called "Wouldn't It Be Great," and a lot of fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I hadn't heard that.
Oh man, a lot of great songs on that. She recut "You Ain't Woman Enough," and she recut "Coal Miner's Daughter," and then she's got a song on there called "Ruby's Stool." It's a great album. Yeah.
Well, you know more about it than I do, probably. Do you know how many tracks they've got? Have they got a bunch of tracks that are ready to go that's got her voice on them already?
That I don't know. You're telling me that for the first time. I wasn't aware of that. I know that this album they just put out had been ready to go for a while, but I don't know if she's got more after that are ready or not. That's a very good question.
Yeah, I knew they had some tracks cut, but I didn't know if I didn't think her voice was on. I hope her voice is on all of them. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you that lady is one determined person. And if there's anybody that's going to overcome and continue on and do it, it's going to be her.
Well, you know, Jan told me that when Loretta came to Nashville, that her first place she went was to Jan's house, and Jan said she gave Loretta her first pair of high heel shoes. Loretta thought that was the greatest thing, you know. And I think the women, I think Patsy Cline and some of and Jan Howard and some of the women singers around town, you know, gave Loretta some clothes to wear, you know, some stage clothes to wear. Because, I mean, I'm sure Loretta was such a country girl that she didn't have, you know, stage wear, like for instance, high heel shoes and that kind of stuff. I bet that was pretty cool. I would love to see Loretta's eyes when she looked into some of those girls' closets, you know, and saw all that stuff. I bet it was really something for her.
Absolutely, she was something else and is something else, and you know, there's still that camaraderie among the older stars in country music. You know, I see it every time I get together with some of them, and they all get together, and it's just like a big old family. You know, even to this day, it's fabulous to witness.
Yeah, it is. You know, my generation, we all like to see each other too. You know, we don't get to see each other enough. We'll cross paths on the road, you know, every now and then, but to get in the same room together is really fun.
Absolutely, and a lot of great gospel music coming out. I saw some video of you with Tim Atwood the other day, and that was he. I'll tell you what, I think the world of that man. He is fabulous. He's got a great new album out, and him and Roxanne are just great people.
Yeah, well, they were at church the other night. Tim played piano. We were just sitting up there next to each other, and he'll do a song and I'll do a song, and we swap back and forth. It was fun. I've done that twice or maybe 3 times with Tim, but golly, Tim and I go, and Roxanne too, we go back 30 years.
Wow. They're nice people. I think the world of them, and great music. He's got a good gospel album. A lot of great gospel music coming out. Margie Singleton is another one that's got some great songs out and doing wonderful gospel music. It's just incredible.
I hope I get to do another gospel album in 2019.
I hope so too, because Forever Changed is one of the best albums, hands down, that I have in my collection of any genre of music. You know how much I love that album. We've talked about that before, and it's right up there with my all-time favorites.
Well, thanks, man. I'm kind of wanting to do just a hymns record. I know that might sound boring, but I kind of want to do something that my mama would know every song on, that she sang in church her whole life.
Yeah. You've recorded a few of those over the year. I know I've got a cut of you doing Rock of Ages, I think, and a couple other ones.
Yeah. I don't like that version of Rock of Ages I did. I sure would love to recut that, and I probably will if I get a chance. I never was crazy about that version.
Well, it'll be cool to hear. Anything you put out is solid gold as far as I'm concerned, so I always look forward to anything you release, man. I'll tell you what.
Well, man, I'm my own worst critic. Sheila says, you should have never say anything negative about what you've done, and she's exactly right. I shouldn't, because most people think it's fine, but I'm my worst critic.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, you know what I got to do a couple of months ago or 6 weeks ago or so? I got to be in this movie.
Really?
It's about this boy. Yeah, it's called Ticket to Nashville. It's about this kid trying to figure out a way to come to Nashville. I think he's 17 years old, something like that, in the movie. And it was fun, man. They had me playing this guy. The character's name was Hank Grundy. And I wore a cowboy hat and a vest, and I was like the local country singer. It was really fun, and I was kind of, giving advice to the kid and all that. I had a blast doing that. I can't wait till that comes out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be cool to see.
Yeah. And I was in another movie at the beginning of the summer. It was in June. And it's called Second Samuel. It's set in South Georgia, and I just basically play a drunk redneck in it. A good-hearted drunk redneck. I actually sing Midnight Rainbow in that movie.
Oh, is that right? No kidding.
And they're using Shadow of Doubt with me and Leon Russell on the soundtrack of it. So I don't have a big part in it, but I do get to sing in it. It's sitting on the front porch of a house and drinking moonshine and singing Midnight Rainbow.
Wow.
So it was pretty fun, too. I guess I'm turning into Marlon Brando.
I guess so. You got a whole new career going. I love it. That's great.
It really is fun, though. They had a blast. The directors and all the crew and all that really treated me great. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, folks, you can go to tgrahambrown.com and pick up T's newest album. He's got a Christmas album out that's Christmas with T. Graham Brown that's fabulous, and Forever Changed is available there. And the duet with Joanne Cash, you can watch the video on YouTube, and of course that's available on Amazon and iTunes and all those usual places you can get albums. And joannecash.com as well. She has the website there. Check that out. And always great stuff going on. T, I want to ask you something totally unrelated to what we're talking about today, but my daughter Merritt, that you met at the concert last year, she's a big Beach Boys fan, and I have an album that they did several years ago, oh gosh, quite a few years ago, called Stars and Stripes, where they duetted with a bunch of country stars. And she wanted me to be sure to tell you that she loves the version of Help Me Rhonda that you did with the Beach Boys, and she wanted me to ask you about doing that duet with them.
Well, man, that was fun, and you know, I got to know those guys, and we hit it off. They're friends of mine now. Carl Wilson was so complimentary, and he passed away, and there's Bruce Johnston. He and his wife moved to Nashville for a while, but his wife didn't like it. They moved from Santa Barbara, California. You know, they bought a house here, and she was used to living out there amongst all the rich Californians, and I think she felt like a fish out of water in Brentwood, Tennessee, and they moved back, but they're still great friends. And, you know, I even got to go out on the road with them a couple of times and sing Help Me Rhonda with them, and it was so much fun. I can't remember how that thing came about, but they called me and asked me if I'd like to do it. They already had that track cut. I just went down there and sang, and then the Beach Boys put their voices on it, you know, singing harmony with me. So, and then we did a show, you know, Scott, what was really cool is we did a show in Nashville during Fanfare, and all the people that sang on that album were there, and the Beach Boys were there, and you know what, even Brian Wilson was there that day playing.
Wow.
So I actually got to sing, with the Beach Boys with Brian Wilson, so that was a big thrill. So, yeah, tell her it was a whole lot of fun, and I got to know those guys, and they're great guys, and they're still out there working, man. I saw them on TV the other night, some live show somewhere, and they sounded great. They got a big old band, and they've got these band guys that are singing some of the parts that the other Beach Boys that aren't around used to sing. So it's pretty cool. They're really nice guys.
Oh yeah,
even Mike Love.
Oh yeah.
Even Mike Love is. People think Mike Love is mean, but he's really nice.
Oh yeah, I think he's a real nice guy, and we took my daughter to see him this summer. It was Mike Love and Bruce Johnston and the Beach Boys group that they have, and they were fabulous. I've never seen her have more fun in public. She just absolutely came unglued, man. She just loved that.
Oh, good. That's awesome, man. Well, then you know how good they are.
Oh, absolutely. I saw him back when Carl was still alive, and saw him a couple times. Absolutely love the Beach Boys. I'm an old country guy, but I love the Beach Boys. And that album that they did, Stars and Stripes, was largely overlooked, but it was a great album. A lot of great country stars on there, like you and Lori Morgan and Junior Brown and Doug Supernaw. It was a great album.
Well, thanks, man. But you're right. It did get overlooked. I was hoping, that was volume 1. I was hoping we'd get to do volume 2, but I don't think volume 1 did well enough to merit doing a second version. Hey, I was going to tell you, you had mentioned the Christmas album. It's in Cracker Barrel too. If people want to stop by Cracker Barrel, they can get it.
Yes, it is. And
so got it in there.
And so is Forever Changed. I saw that in there recently too.
Oh, good. I didn't know if they were still stocking Forever Change. Well, that's good. If somebody wants to hear that, stop by Cracker Barrel. Or you can go to our website or any of those online music stores, Amazon, iTunes, all that stuff. So
Absolutely. That's forever changed. And Christmas with T. Graham Brown, tgrahambrown.com, and go get you some breakfast at Cracker Barrel. You can get that. You know, T, last Christmas season, I was in Culver's getting some food there with my family, and I stepped into the restroom. Of course, you can hear their music real good in the restroom, you know, because there's not a lot of background noise going on. And I'll be darned if I'll Be Home for Christmas from your album came on. And I thought that was so cool. I thought, man, that is so cool that they're playing that.
That is cool, man. I would love to hear that myself. Always fun. It's always fun if you're in the grocery store or something like that, you know, and you hear yourself come on the speakers. It's pretty fun. That gives you a jolt. It makes you feel good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm so glad things are going well for you, and it looks like you've got a new chapter with some acting, and that's fantastic, along with your fabulous music career, Grammy nominations, and all the number ones. And I'll tell you, I couldn't be happier for you. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Well, you know we love y'all too. So, and you got our phone number. If you ever need me, just pick up the phone. I'll be there.
Well, I appreciate it. You always have been, and you've been on my show more times than any other artist, and I can't thank you enough for that. You've always supported my kind of country, and I think the world of you for that, my friend.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on, man. You're a cool guy. I enjoy doing it.
Well, likewise. Well, listen to that new duet with Joanne Cash. We're going to play it here for you. It's called I Am the One with T. Graham Brown. And check out the video. We'll put that on our Facebook page, too, so that folks can see that. And go visit T. Graham Brown. And, T, please give Sheila a big hug from Sarah, Merritt, and I. And wish you both a wonderful holiday season and Merry Christmas. And God bless you both.
Well, thank you, man, and I know Sheila would want to say the same thing to you, and I know that she would want me to say before I forget it, we got a Facebook page and an Instagram thing and a Twitter thing, and it's all under T. Graham Brown, so come and visit and leave me a message or sign up or follow us or like us or whatever they call it.
All right. We will make sure and share all that information, too. T, thank you so much for being on the show. We love you, and take care of yourself. And we look forward to hearing more from you again soon.
All right, buddy. God bless your heart.
All right, here is T. Graham Brown with Joanne Cash, brand new duet called I Am the One, and we're going to play some of T's other fabulous music, too, for you. And you'll be hearing the Christmas songs throughout the holiday season as well on our station. My Kind of Country continues right here on mkocradio.com.
You carried me to Calvary. I carried you to death. You felt my splinters in your back. I felt your last breath.
They hammered me right through your hand. You didn't put up a fight, but I am only made of steel. You were made to pay the price.
I am the one that killed God's only Son. I should have been a crown of gold, but thorns are what I am. Forgive me, Lord, I made you bleed, oh precious, perfect Lamb. I am the one that killed God's own
If I died 1,000 deaths, I couldn't save a single soul. You took the cross, the nails, the thorns, the shame, and made me whole.
I am the one
that killed God's only Son. I am the one.
Oh Lord, what have I done?
Oh Lord, what have I done? You say you got troubles down deep in your soul, in over your head and out of control. Just go to Him. He'll take care of you. You can run to the doctor or psychiatrist. You're never gonna figure out just what it is that you're going through. He knows all about you. He'll take care of everything. Soothe your soul and make your heart sing.
Forget all your pain, lay down the past. He knows what you need before you ask. Just go to Him, and He'll take care of you. Well, you don't have to beg, you don't have to plead. Just tell Him you love Him, and that's all He needs to pull you through. He'll take care of you.
He'll take care of everything. He's gonna soothe your soul and make your heart sing. So the next time you come to the end of your road, just call out His name, 'cause there's always hope when you turn to Him. Oh, He'll take care of you. Oh, amen. Oh, amen. You've heard a multitude of prayers on my behalf, and I pray one more is not too much to ask. I've tried to fight this battle by myself, but it's a war that I can't win without your help. Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? So many times I've hurt the ones I love. I pushed them to the edge of giving up. They stood by me, but how much can they stand if I don't put this bottle in your hands? Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? I shook my fist at heaven for all the hell that I've been through, but now I'm begging for forgiveness and a miracle from you. 'Cause tonight I'm as low, oh, as any man can go. Well, I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? Would you help me turn this wine back into water?